We didn't
He's not a numbers guy, he's a billing guy.
speed through that. All
I've
right,
never seen somebody so quick to spend $500,000. Mr.
That's a
Chang?
big project, man.
I will now call the Board of Supervisors meeting to order. If you'll join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. A minute to change.
Thank you. Can you have Becky work on that tomorrow when she comes in?
Okay.
Call Terry, probably call Terry Brown.
Let's keep the roar on the back row
Just send
minimum.
send us an email. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Linda. One meeting into the. And I get too many pictures here. All right,
Save my lawsuit for another day.
Jeanette, are you ready to roll?
Missed you this weekend. Last of the hurrah for the football games.
Oh, yeah.
Think you have to write down stuff.
Hmm?
Think you're gonna have to write stuff down.
We can do that.
Okay.
I had practice.
What's our status?
You can go ahead, it's not gonna have a picture of you guys.
Oh,
Well, that ain't hurt. That ain't bad.
I'd probably break the camera anyway.
As long as they can hear us on.
Yeah.
All right, in your packet,
Get over it.
you have the consent agenda and the minutes from last week's meeting.
So moved.
Second.
By Bell, second by Jorgensen to approve the consent agenda. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried. All right, first up, Matt Wyatt, Director, Planning and Development, public hearing and first consideration of ordinance number 2024-06, an ordinance to amend the official zoning map of Pottawatomie County, Iowa by changing the district designation of approximately 5 acres from a class R2 urban transitional to a class C1 highway commercial district and setting date for second consideration. I have a
Motion to approve to
I'll
open the
second that.
public hearing on ordinance number 2024-6.
Right.
Amending the official zoning map of Pot County.
Ryan, you were a second on that?
Yes.
All right, Melvin, will you call the roll, please?
Chairman Miller,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman. Aye. Bell.
All right.
Shay. Aye. Jorgensen. Aye.
You, Melvin. We are now in public hearing. Is there anyone you want to
Want me
speak?
to warm it up for you?
Sure.
Are you speaking,
Good way to put it.
you speaking against or for?
Just give you an idea what it is. So on September 16th, the Planning Commission held a public hearing on this issue. The property owner, Jessica Luke, is here with us today, applied for that rezoning of 5 acres. It's just outside of the city limits of Avoca. In your packet, you'll see that there was letters of support in there from the city of Avoca, as well as Main Street Avoca and Advanced Southwest Iowa for this rezoning request on here. And I can turn it over to Jessica to have her tell you a little bit about what she's gonna do.
I'm Jessica Luke and I bought 5 acres in addition to my current property. And we are looking to put up a 17 indoor outdoor dog boarding facility, with groomer and a training room. I'm like a mile east of Avoca.
You get her address, Melvin?
No, I did not.
45615 Highway 83. Avoca.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Jessica, is that right?
Yes.
Luke. How big is that building?
40 by 60.
You have any issues with your neighbors on this
I
project?
don't have any neighbors.
Okay,
My closest neighbor would be about a half a mile away from me.
Okay, because we've had some other issues with dogs. and
Right,
neighbors.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah, and the closest neighbors, like I said, is a half mile, and they actually, want to bring their dogs to me. So that's positive, I guess.
that'll be good.
All right, we're in public hearing right now. Is there anything else in favor of the project you'd like to tell us, Jessica?
Not that, I know that's pretty much it, such a basic.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Is there anyone else on Teams or in the room today that would like to speak in favor of this project or changing of this ordinance? Is there anyone who would like to speak against it?
Motion to close public
Oh,
hearing.
second?
Motion by Belt and a second by Shay to close the public hearing. Melvin, will you call the roll, please?
Miller?
Aye.
Supervisor Shay? Aye. Jorgensen?
Aye.
Belt?
Aye.
Wickman?
Motion is carried. So we need to take action on ordinance number 2024-06 to approve the first consideration. And Matt, you'd like to set the second consideration for next week,
Yes.
October 22nd.
Second. So moved.
Second.
Is there an existing facility there?
There's an old barn.
Okay.
Yeah, we're,
Well-
it's a new, yeah.
You've been operating since 2016?
More or less just out of my house, like when I am a, director with a rescue in Omaha, and I've been in part of the rescue since 2016, but we just do fosters one at a time, so.
Okay.
I don't think I'm doing it anymore just because it would take too much time to work with those guys, but they want to also, be in benefit of it. They wrote a letter of support too to help with it.
Pam, since we're changing the zoning on this, will that still require a conditional use permit?
Yes, and that's potentially going to be in November. The November Board of Adjustment meeting.
So that
Layout you brought in for us was nice. Thank you. Everything on there was good.
I drove by the property on Sunday afternoon and I thought, this is a pretty good location for this.
Yeah. On a paved road.
Everybody's got dogs, but they don't want to hear your neighbor's dogs.
Mhm.
No?
Oh, nobody,
Yeah.
everybody's got dogs.
Oh.
Unless they got batteries in them.
Except Scott.
All right, so we have a motion by Belt, a second by Shay to approve the first consideration of ordinance number 2024-06 to amend the official zoning map of Pot County, changing these 5 acres from Class R2 to Class C1 and setting the date for second consideration for October 22nd, 2024. Melvin, will you call the roll, please?
Yeah. Kevin Miller?
Aye.
Supervisors Belt?
Aye.
Wickman? Shay?
Aye.
Jorgensen?
Aye.
Motion carried. Right, next
Thank you.
up, we have Matt
Thank you for
Wyatt,
bringing that in
Director.
The way you did.
Planning and Development Public Hearing and First Consideration of Ordinance Number 2024-07, an ordinance to amend Potawatomi County, Iowa zoning ordinance, Chapter 8.045 Highway Commercial District, and setting date for second consideration. All right.
Motion to open public hearing.
Second.
Melvin, will you call the roll, please?
Chairman Miller,
Aye.
Supervisors Jorgensen.
Aye.
Belt.
Aye.
Shay.
Aye.
Wickman.
Hearing.
So this speaks directly to Jeff's comments a little bit earlier about the lessons learned from time. We know that commercial kennels aren't allowed in an R2 district. That doesn't make a good mix for us. So we did not want to add this language to an R2. That's why we worked with Jessica on the rezoning of this property, because it says right along a highway to go to highway commercial. But commercial kennels were not an allowable use in the highway commercial district. So now would have to add the commercial kennels into the C1 highway commercial zoning district. This was also discussed in the September 16th Planning Commission meeting, where they recommended approval of this change. And the modifications that we would be making is adding in our commercial kennel language into the C1 district as 0.05. Commercial kennels and veterinarian hospitals or clinics, provided that no such structure or exercising runway will be located closer than 200 feet from any Class R district or platted residential subdivision or dwelling other than that of the leasee or owner of the site. We're also adding in 0.06, which is commercial stables, riding academies, and clubs. And then we have to modify the lot sizes on those as well. Lot size coverage requirements, section 8.045.080. 0.02 is any permitted conditional use other than commercial kennels and veterinarian hospitals and commercial stables, with minimum lot area of 1 acre, minimum lot width of 80 feet, minimum lot depth of 100 feet, maximum lot coverage 50%. 0.03 is commercial kennels and veterinarian hospitals, a minimum lot area of 3 acres, minimum lot width of 300 feet, minimum lot depth of 300 feet, maximum lot coverage 15%. 0.04 is the commercial stables with a minimum lot area of 5 acres, minimum lot depth of 300 feet, minimum lot depth of 300 feet, maximum lot coverage 5%. That's the changes that we're looking to make. That's existing language that already resides in our zoning ordinance. We're just transcribing it into this section.
These numbers are already existing then.
Correct.
Well, how did we originally, you probably weren't around, like, come up with those?
I was not around, when those acreages came out on those things. I would believe that it would have
Is it,
to do with manure
is
management.
that in the document that I'm reviewing now?
It should be.
Okay. Probably time to maybe.
Oh, no, if you're
Chapter
reviewing chapter 9, this is in chapter 8.
Okay. That's something we should be looking at.
No, I think, we've been keeping chapter 8 pretty well up to date.
These have been changed in 20 years.
Those numbers have not been changed, but I think that they work for those uses.
They've been changed 50 years.
No. Well, 1916, it was probably sometime in the 1980s, I would imagine, when that was established. But
I've been here 47, I'd know if there's, no.
Dating yourself now. Okay, thank you.
mhm.
Is there anyone from the public who'd like to speak in favor of these changes to ordinance number 2024-07 to amend chapter 8 of the zoning? Is there anyone who'd like to speak in opposition to these changes to zone?
Motion to approve ordinance 2024
We
7.
got to close the public hearing
Oh, I'm
first.
sorry. Motion closed.
All right.
Yeah, second.
All right, motion by Belt, second by Shay to close the public hearing. Melvin, will you call the roll, please?
Chairman Miller,
Aye.
Supervisors Wickman.
Aye.
Belt.
Aye.
Shay.
Aye.
Jorgensen.
Aye.
Okay, now I'll make a motion to approve the first consideration of ordinance 2024-7, ordinance to amend Pot County zoning ordinance, chapter 8.045 highway commercial district. Set second consideration for next week for October 22nd at 10 a.m.
Second.
There additional discussion?
I do like dogs, just other people's dogs. I just like other people's dogs.
Al, will you call the roll, please?
Chairman Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Belt.
Aye.
Shay.
Aye.
Oh, we got mixed up. Wickman.
Yeah, you're really bouncing around there today.
Motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool.
You gonna be down there, Matt, or you gotta go?
Oh, I'm down there. I'm gonna go over to the new building here. They're putting in furniture.
Thanks for your work on this.
Yeah, I saw those big boys in furniture.
Pretty exciting over there.
Tell them to take a break.
No,
Right, next up, Jeff Franco, Director, Conservation, and it looks like you brought your crew with you today. We have
a rowdy bunch.
an update on a MAPPA award that was presented to Pottawatomie County Conservation last week at the MAPPA annual meeting.
So I'll just read a little bit about what MAPPA wrote regarding this award, Pottawatomie Conservation of the county. So the Regional Service Award is given to groups that have contributed to the metropolitan area to help it improve and grow. Pottawatomie Conservation is the recipient of this year's Regional Service Award. So with the support of the Pottawatomie County Board of Supervisors, it has demonstrated exemplary leadership in the conservation of unique natural resources and contributions to recreational facilities that are significant to the region. The development of the Lewis and Clark Trail, the sustainably designed Heartwood Pavilion at Hitchcock Nature Center, and the enhancement of Mount Crescent Ski Area have each increased access to high-quality public land and recreational opportunities in the MAPPA region. The department's efforts to connect communities with recreational trails have laid a framework for future investments to improve the quality of life of residents of Pottawatomie County and the region. And I think just on behalf of the Conservation Department, I'd like to say that this is the latest award that we've received. We've received 4 significant awards over the last 2 years. And I don't say that as a bragging point. I say that just to call to mind that the plans that have allowed us to receive these awards over the last few years, those plans were really laid decades ago. And it was an investment made by this board, by the Conservation Board, almost a generation ago, if not more than that. They're allowing us to be recognized today. So we stand on the shoulders of the work that has been done over the past decades. So this really is a testament to the people like you, the elected officials of this county, our volunteer board that helps manage us as well. This is a testament to everybody.
It should be bragging rights.
Well, for the county, for everybody, and for everybody who's been a part of this over the years. So it's important that we recognize that the good things that people did years ago are affecting this community in such a positive way now.
Jeff, I've been very impressed with them.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. The support's been tremendous from, again, Conservation Board and the supervisors as well.
I think the residents should also take part of that as far as visiting, enjoying, sharing. That all makes,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason we're doing it is for them.
Yeah, without their support, none of this matters as well. Absolutely.
Makes Pottawatomie County a better place to live.
And according to MAPPA, it makes our region a better place to live as well.
Yes.
Thanks.
You want to bring it up so we can all see it?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm impressed by the board too. They work hard. I know that. You ladies in the office do too.
It hurt to get hit with that one.
It's heavy.
I was disappointed I couldn't have made it last week.
Yeah. You could have.
I forgot about your shoulder. Sorry.
It is heavy.
You could have done the speaking.
Did you get to speak? Did you?
Even watch the video.
Cool. Well, thank you, Scott, for doing that.
You're welcome.
Oh, very nice.
Would the board like a picture with this at all?
Oh,
It
yeah,
is a testament
not
to
a
the board as
doubt.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring your board up.
You guys wanna
Lee,
come on
can you
up?
shoot us, or
Absolutely.
Kristen?
Nice.
Awesome.
I don't know if we want to ask Lee that.
I'm happy to take.
Oh,
Jeremy,
so let's go down here.
you two, come on up.
We should probably bring it up in the studio.
Oh, yes.
Jerry, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Tall guys in the back.
Not me.
job.
Well,
Hold the shiny thing.
Susan, you are the board chair.
Well, let Kimberly hold it.
All right.
Yeah.
She's got two
We don't
hands.
want to
Come
hurt
on
her.
in the middle, Kim.
We don't want to hurt her.
You don't wanna hold it up here like this.
Can you see any of?
Couple of them. Looks good.
Take another one for me.
Even Tim Rohr was there.
Was he really?
Oh, yeah, he talked to
Oh,
Jeff.
he's from.
Jeff should be in the
Million now,
paper
ain't he?
probably Thursday. Didn't see the paper today. Did he take some pictures, did he?
I think it was interesting.
All right, next up, we have Jeff Franco, Director, Conservation, and Jeremy Yost, National Resources Technician from Conservation. Presentation of the REAP Grant Award.
So as the award, the MAP award said, we're consistently trying to improve our resources, our recreational resources in this area. And that includes the expansion of Hitchcock Nature Center and to be one of the region's premier natural preserves and recreational destinations. And so in 2022, we had the opportunity to expand that preserve. And in the Conservation Department's commitment to continue to seek alternative funding sources for these acquisitions and for these improvements, we write a lot of grants. Jeremy Yost wrote the grant for the Doris Ferguson acquisition near Hitchcock Nature Center for $450,000. He wrote a grant it was written. He also did a video version of that grant as well, which contributed to the success of that grant. And he was awarded the #1 project in the state with this grant. And so we'd like to present that check. Absolutely, yeah. Little round of applause. So we recently received the check from Iowa DNR's REAP program, the Resource Enhancement and Protection Program, and we'd like to present that check to the board.
Fully funded for $450,000.
It was not. We also received funding from the Potawatomi Conservation Foundation, from the Hitchcock Foundation, and Board of Supervisors as well.
Yeah, so we thought that $450,000 was enough to have a nice, big, fancy check. Thanks to the GIS department for printing it for us. And this is just a thank you to you for your continued support to everything that we're doing at Hitchcock Nature Center.
Yeah.
You hold it.
All right.
You wanna get that down to the bank real fast.
That's not our number, though.
No, I just memorized it. I'll try.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It really is.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good answer. Tricky.
Okay.
It's the most competitive grant for conservation, and this is my second one, so.
Perfect. How much was the first one for?
The first one was $650,000 in Des Moines County.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Thank you.
We are well
Thank you
done.
much.
Yeah.
Good job, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, can I leave that with you, or I
Keep
take
up
it
the
with
good
me?
work.
We'll take it back.
All right.
Yeah.
That's not the real one.
Kristen, I never get a picture with a $450,000 check.
Well, you have
Send
one
that to
now.
me. Send that to me.
I will send it to all of the board members.
Didn't say Jeff Jorgensen on it.
Oh, well, I'm gonna get a part of that.
Hi, Jerry, how are you doing?
So,
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Mr. Franco.
Thank you.
Mr. Franco.
Yes, what do we do with those funds?
They went back into the land acquisition fund with the account.
That was for the purpose of that Hartley, you just spoke about.
Ferguson.
That's awesome.
That was great.
Real quick.
Yes.
I do need to talk to you at some point.
Okay.
This week at some point.
That's it.
There are entities out there that would like to find a way to
Too.
take over the management.
I'll go with you on that.
About this.
Let's
So.
talk that later.
Yes, yeah.
Somehow, some way that needs to be in the paper, that check.
Yeah, well, we've got a press
I
release
know
going
we're
them out. We'll get-
Looking for a PR guy, but
They got
that really needs to be out there.
They got a PR person.
Oh, yeah,
Kylie will get it done.
Kylie will get it done.
Yep, she-
Or gal.
Yeah.
PR guy or gal, yeah. Person.
Generic. Okay,
Thank
cool.
you, everyone, again.
Thank you. Good job.
Hope for some rain.
All right. Suzanne Watson, Director, Community Services, discussion and or decision to approve the director to sign and submit a response proposal to BEHEO PC 25-201 Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization's request for proposals for District 4 and District 1 to the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services.
So move.
Second.
This is the district deal or
This is the big one. It's, we'll get it in by Friday at 3:00
Didn't we see it?
after, yes. I will give it to you afterwards. Well, it's competitive, so yeah, I can send it to you personally. Right now, it's not done. We're still
Moving in, it's not done.
we're still proofreading it and we've got the majority done, but it is it will end up being about 80 pages, if not a little bit more. So it's a read.
Can't you run it through AI and make sure it gets all?
Andrew?
AI is anxious for it to be done, so it can get smarter. over
Yes,
the
for sure. No, we've worked really hard on it. We're gonna meet our deadline without any problem. We're just kind of reviewing the last couple of sections right now, putting some additional data in there and,
Feel real
We're gonna beat
positive
it.
about it?
I do. The only thing that will stop us from receiving it is if they would pick a statewide agency, and one of them dropped out yesterday,
Yeah,
so,
statewide did.
yeah, so
There's
There-
only one left. then.
yeah, as far as I'm aware, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the list you gave us. There was only two that were statewide,
Mhm.
and which one dropped out?
The one that was the hospital association,
Oh,
the
really?
Unity Point.
Wow, and I thought they were probably gonna be one of the stronger ones.
Yep,
are-
so no, it all looks good. We feel really good about what we wrote.
Is that other one
Friday.
from out of state then?
No, no, it was federally qualified health centers organization in Iowa.
Who is the lead agency on this?
Potawatomi County, and we are doing business as the Western Iowa Services Collaborative. We will have a new DBA, Western Iowa Services Collaborative,
So then
once we're approved.
the liability then falls on the county.
On the county, we will have insurance through, like we do now with the region system, for additional insurance. Those were one of the things we discussed, that once we're awarded, then we can discuss all that in detail as far as how exactly it would move forward and start our agreements with Potawatomi County and figure out where those liabilities are and what processes we need to put in place.
So when we sign this application, we're signing it as Potawatomi County, the lead agency for this.
Yeah, Potawatomi County, and there is a room for a DBA on there, Western Iowa Services Collaborative.
Do you have a tax ID number?
Yes, well, Potawatomi County.
Not already.
What's that?
Well, if we're signing it as a lead agency, then we have the liability to provide those services. Period.
That's what we've been doing already. It's
No.
this, yes.
Yeah, we've used your DBA currently for the region.
The way that we have it set up for the application is the same way that it is currently set up. It's just a different DBA. The name is different, but the framework is the same.
the Southwest Iowa MHDS region, 28E. The fiscal agent is Pottawatomie County, and we utilize the federal ID number from Pottawatomie County.
I don't have a problem with Pottawatomie County being the fiscal agent. But, I don't want Pottawatomie County to be responsible to provide those services. And if we're signing it and then hiring you to do the work, we're still responsible for it. That's where the liability sits in with us on this board. You know, when the state took over mental health, all we did was, provide a pass-through of funds for your department. I don't want to, this is just Tim Wickman, I don't want to move forward with Pottawatomie County being liable for providing those services, which is what happens if we are the lead agency that signs it. Then we hire somebody else to provide the service. What am I not getting here, Kristen?
I'm assuming that when or if we have this, our application is accepted and approved, that would all be laid out in the agreement between the organization and Pot County. And all of the liabilities would be laid out just as they are right now. I mean, it would be very similar framework to how we're doing it now, but if it needs to be different, there's still time to do that. There's time to change the agreement, because at this point, there is no agreement between the two, because it doesn't actually exist until it needs to.
Has there been any trouble in the past, as far as liability, Pottawatomie County being liable for anything that your service does?
No, not in the past.
In the past, Pottawatomie County levied for mental health. We don't anymore. We don't levy 1 penny for mental health.
And it was required, the legislation changed this past spring. And so they are moving away from the individual counties establishing a 28E between them to run the services. So there's differences, yes. The other thing was there's no way we would have time to put this application in as a brand new organization. To set it up and do all that and have insurance and payroll, we want to at least get this off the ground. If we want to discuss it later, as far as after it gets off the ground and we switch to a nonprofit organization and move the funding out, but we need something to get started with. And there just wouldn't be, you have to, in order to put an application in for this, you would have had to provide these services in the area. So I think structurally, we can figure out other things later. First, we have to win the proposal. And then we can figure out what's the best for the county as far as future liability. If we need to transition, over the next couple of years to something that is manageable.
Will be the fiscal agent, and then what we need to do is protect Pot County.
Absolutely.
However, whatever language after it's awarded,
Yes.
if we get it awarded.
Yes.
Okay,
More or less, the DBA doesn't exist if we are not awarded.
Right. okay.
I mean,
When,
it's a chicken and the egg situation.
Yeah.
when state law changed, they took, Suzanne, help me with this, they took representation from the counties off of your board, and now is just service providers that make up your board of directors, right?
No, and there will also be 3 boards of supervisors or their representatives.
3?
Yes, 3 for each district.
Three are Our deal.
So we'll have to-
We're gonna have 3 districts.
2 districts, 3 boards of supervisors from within the districts.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So with the 14 counties in District
So
4,
you'll
we would
need
need 3 boards of supervisors
Out of the
represented.
14, there's gonna be 3 supervisors,
Yes.
and then what's the rest of the makeup? A common citizen and who else?
So, family members or persons with lived experience, and then the providers, 3 provider agencies, and law enforcement, 1 law enforcement rep.
So an elected law enforcement or?
I don't know that it has to be like the sheriff, but, or their representative,
designee?
yeah.
Okay, so that puts you at what, 7?
There are 10,
Where's the other
Um,
ones at?
3 with lived experience or family members,
All 3?
3 boards of supervisors, 3 providers, and a law enforcement.
Okay, I'm with you now.
How many of those are voting members, Suzanne?
The advisory isn't voting. They're, advisory.
Are you on there now, right? You vote, don't you?
Yes.
Well,
what's your charter say?
I would say that,
They vote.
You vote.
if I recall, that, the current situation is that, we are not voting members, it's service providers.
No, you're voting members.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody's a voting member. It used to be that only the boards of supervisors.
Are you guys meeting in Atlantic or where you meet now?
We meet in Oakland.
Oakland.
Refresh my memory, what advantage would it be to Potawatomi County to have this approved at the state level, and, you know,
Right.
okay, for your services to be here? What advantage would there be?
We have the largest population and probably the greatest need from anywhere over this way.
Mm-hmm.
By far.
We got the best team.
Yeah. We've got about 39% of the population in the District 4. Collaboration is my biggest concern, and what happens with individuals. The knowledge of the people that work within the system, and really the biggest benefit is for the people who live here. And, you know, all the justice involved programs that we work with the jail with and all of our county jails. We've become great partners with them. Just trying, you know, that's huge just in itself. When you think about other county programs, the number of people with mental health and substance use disorders in our county jails are big.
I would certainly like to see this work. Again, liability is the issue.
All of the agreements or how the business structure is set up is still, it can still be changed before it takes effect. And is it July 1 of?
Yeah, July 1, they'll award at the end of December. There's a 6-month transition. I'm sure they'll give us a time period to, you know, accept.
So there's give and take, go back and
So-
forth, get something.
Yes, because we'll have to sign an agreement with the state of Iowa with HHS.
So between December and July, we would be able to work out all of the agreements and structure and insurance and liability and all of that.
And you may want to appoint your own board, like not yourselves, but appoint a board to be the governance board. So there's lots of things that we can do between there and the advisory committee as well. Just for budgeting purposes and all that, so that I'm not always coming to you and you have to be all knowledgeable about everything mental health, substance use, and just kind of like it's structured now. So there's those opportunities as well.
Just want to know when the money's coming and how much.
Well,
And they haven't even told us that part, so.
Yeah, well,
I'm
see,
too.
that's a pretty important part.
yeah, it is. I'm not gonna stand in the way of the application. However, 2 years ago, the state took over mental health and took us out. Now we're putting ourselves back in with no levying power, no nothing. Responsible to provide services and hope the state pays.
This is the 4th time it's changed
I
since
mean,
I've been on here.
I don't like that situation. And I don't wanna put the taxpayers in that situation, so As I said, I'm gonna move forward with the application. But if we can't get a favorable agreement,
Well, I certainly agree with you, Tim.
then I don't want no part of it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, they may come back and say, you're gonna take mental health, just like they did when they took it away.
well, that would be the state's call then, Scott,
No, I
not
know,
not
that's
ours.
what I'm saying.
They could change it again in 10 years
Yeah.
and say you shall.
They changed it 3 times since I've been here, at least.
And we have good counsel to write the correct.
Everything will be discussed and.
And there will be other counties that are in this exact same position. So
Stay tuned.
Polk County, for example. will be in the
Yes.
same position.
And that's why the state will lead to one organization doing everything statewide, so it just makes it simpler for them.
Yeah,
So as far as you know right now, the funding will come from the state.
Yes, it will all come from the state.
has to.
Okay, right.
And we'll be looking, I mean, they'll be asking us to look for grants, federal grants, other things as well. So we'll have opportunity to do that as well.
Suzanne, how many people do you have work over there?
And just for the region, 18,
18.
19, including myself, sorry.
Yes.
Well, I know at the state level, you're seen as a subject matter expert, and they're always willing to listen when you have comments, and I'm sure the RFP was written with you in mind and serving for those answers.
Well, I don't want to lose Suzanne or her team, but again, I don't want to keep saying it. Well, we'll move forward.
I'm confident the RFP is a work in process, and it's just the starting point, and
Yes.
and I can't imagine how many hours your staff has already put into to respond to this RFP. And
It's been a long 2 months. We'll just say that.
did you have a weekend at all?
No. I will honestly say this is the first time I've ever worked weekends in my life. So
Well, you were at the game announcing, not.
That was work.
paid job, Scott.
That's
Wait,
relaxing.
look, what are you doing up there and down?
I know, I just kind of forgot to turn my computer off. So. Hey, how you doing, Suzanne?
How many districts are there? 6?
There will be 7.
7. Okay, so just help me out, looking at the future down the road.
Start.
There's gonna be, if Potawatomi County gets this award, so there'd be basically 6 entities controlling 7 districts. Is that correct?
Or more. There could be 3.
Or 3? Okay.
3, there could be 2, there could be 1. We don't know.
However many there are, they will be, as far as efficiency goes, they will be pitted against each other. And there could be a possibility of expanding.
No, once the
Possibly,
once the districts, the ASOs of the districts are in place, then the only way you can lose it is if you mess up.
Big time.
And it's not a moneymaker.
No, it's a break even and do the best that you can for your citizens.
All right, so we have a motion by Shay and a second by Belt to approve the director to sign and submit the RFP. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion is carried.
They can't, it's not really a binding document if the director signs it and the board chair don't sign it.
I think the RFP is probably,
Yeah, it's, if the board gives, which the board has just approved Suzanne to sign it, they've given their direction. And she can,
The authorized representative, yeah.
they've authorized her to be, or you have authorized her to be the representative.
What's BEATUPC? Behavioral
Yeah.
disease?
Behavioral health. I don't know how they come up with their codes for that.
Okay.
well, thank you for
Okay.
doing that.
All right.
Thank your staff.
Yeah, sure.
Good luck.
All right. I might take a week off next week just in
What's
case
the
you're looking
date
for me.
you're getting?
The 18th, Friday. It's due Friday
Friday.
at 3:00. Yes.
Make sure you send us an email, because sure like to see it.
Yes, I will. I will send it to you as soon as it's submitted and I'll send you guys all a copy. So I would just ask you not to distribute it any further and,
And what day are they gonna award it?
December.
Okay,
It'll be a long, we got a long road ahead of us yet. So,
okay.
although November and December are just around the corner.
What's the deadline for application?
Friday, 3 PM.
Then I wouldn't send anything till after.
No, I won't. I'll send it.
Right.
And once it's submitted and it's full and it's got all the attachments attached in one document, then I'll send it
I
your
just,
way.
I thought it was. it'll work.
And I expect you all to read it. I will, from page 1.
You will, won't you?
Page
80 pages.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Dan.
Thank you.
All right, Lee Boss. Yes. Lee Boss, discussion and or decision to approve tax suspension pursuant to Iowa Code Section 427.9 for property located at 3618 Stewart Boulevard, Council Bluffs. Morning, Lee.
Hello. I have an
is that?
issue with this, which I should have an issue with this. In Stewart Boulevard down there, some person owns the land and somebody else can own the mobile home, which that's the case here. They do not own the mobile home that they live in. The ones that are applying for the suspension, somebody else owns the mobile home. They own the land that's down there. I've never in my time have had a mobile home that we've had a suspension on. But this is owned, the mobile home they live in is owned by somebody else. They don't have title to this mobile. They have the ground.
Is this
That is
Millmore
all.
Acres?
It was,
Millmore Acres?
One of the, Lee,
Hmm.
I agree with you 100%. One of the issues with the mobile home is
right,
that it has wheels, so it can go away.
right.
So you suspend the taxes and the mobile home drives away.
And they're assessing on.
No, wait a
the
minute, I'm not
mobile home.
joking.
I get it. I
No,
get
it's buyer beware when you have a mobile home. You don't know if it's there. You don't know if it left 2 days ago. I mean, you don't know. And it could, you know, and, you know, I know, you know, $222 is a lot of money. I mean, for some people, I understand, but when you don't own the whole picture, I think it'd be really
That
hard.
gets real tough, doesn't it?
Well, it gets awful when, you know, they sell the mobile home, but somebody else owns the land and then, you know, somebody passes away, well, then they don't have the title to, we have titles. There's a title to this mobile,
Like a vehicle.
like a vehicle,
Not
like a
like a
car,
car.
you know, and they don't hold title to that home, which
Yeah.
I don't know if that is something that they forgot to do. Cause it says it was a 1960.
What,
1960.
Supreme, yeah, 1960 was a mobile home. So
what do you recommend it?
I say no.
You know?
Okay.
I mean, if it was one unit, you know, maybe, I don't know if I would, I don't know.
Do they have to buy a license every year for those?
No, we used to, we quit
what I
that in
thought.
1984, we used to put license plates on
On-
mobile homes.
Right.
But then we quit that,
Stop.
and then it was taken over by the public safety, and then it was we wanted them to take it all, and
Yeah.
we still issued titles to them, and
So a mobile home can be whoever the loaner can take possession of the mobile,
repossess,
just like
like a
vehicle,
car title.
repossess.
Yes, we have
Just
lots.
just like a vehicle.
We have lots.
Sitting here, mobile home, go down the street. They're
Yep.
done.
They can take possession of it. Mhm.
Well,
The only thing that's helped some of that is that what is the age now before this could never get moved to another lot?
I would doubt it.
Because it's old. because of
Older,
age.
older,
Yeah.
yes.
It's
I don't
like
know
it-
what they say in the parks, in their mobile home parks.
80s.
Is it 80 something or
I think so.
newer is what they
Yeah.
accept?
That early?
I think, I don't know.
Maybe it's older than that. Maybe it's the 90s. I don't.
I was thinking like,
I really haven't
was
stayed
thinking
on top of
adult.
my.
I'm thinking like it's 70s.
Oh, I don't know.
All right, Ms. Miller, I will make a motion to deny the tax suspension for the property located at 3618 Stewart Boulevard, Council Bluffs, Iowa.
Second.
Motion by Wickman and a second by Bill to deny the tax suspension. Additional discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion has carried.
Thanks,
Oh,
Lee.
Billy,
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lee.
I was kind of scared, you know? I knew you would. You'd be on board.
Pretty dry out there, huh?
Oh, it's all.
I know it is.
Oh, they had, Rob went and bought 2 new fire
Fire
extinguishers, you know,
extinguishers.
to put in the combines.
Yeah.
You know, you never know when
Exactly.
it's gonna happen.
you put
See
a
you,
burn
Lee.
ban in place yesterday.
Hey, Lee,
And like what?
Are you gonna be down there for a little bit?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to stop now.
Okay. All right, committee
if I can get my
appointments. I attended the
Bless you.
wellness committee meeting.
Bless you.
Got the HRA and the bio screening deadlines ended this month, October 31st. They're starting a weight loss challenge on Wednesday, October 30th. Heather's working out the details with her team. And at the department head meeting and learned about all the extra effort that the team was putting into to convert to pay calc for their timesheets. We talked about the retiring employee recognition, and I sent an email out last night to remind all the department heads what we talked about.
I saw that, Susan. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
I attended a trails development workshop at Lake Arrowhead. Attended the ISAC webinar on articles of incorporation, changes for ISAC, legislative priorities, and comp board actions. Then Scott and I went and toured the Micah House Daycare. It's a new facility that was just opened in the last couple of months. And we did that on behalf of Thriving Family. It's on the Micah House campus or on the Lakin campus
Oh,
on the backside.
okay.
Brian?
I was out of town on vacation. I didn't have anything.
Jeff? Tim? Scott?
Well, oh, man. I was at, Micah House visitation. I was at the ISAC webinar. You guys can go listen to that. It's not, it's a little, probably less than an hour, so you might want to listen to their legislative priorities. I was at,
ISAC, you said?
yeah,
Okay.
website, you get a magazine from them and stuff like that. You may have to create yourself a login or something, but I went and listened to the roads guy out there at, Arrowhead. And then I went down to the Mappa deal at, oh shoot, down at Ameristar. They're gonna do, then I went to the Iowa Racing or Iowa West, what they call themselves,
Racing Association.
board meeting. I'll give Jeanette, the totals through September for sports booking and casino gaming. And she can either email it to you guys or make you guys a copy or whatever. So their revenues and Horseshoe is getting rid of the Whiskey Roadhouse and turning it into country music, and Maristar's got some things in the works and disclosed. And I think that's about it.
You were busy.
Well, I don't know. I got a few more phone calls to do about bike trails. I'd like to know how much it costs a mile to maintain bike trails going into perpetuity as we continue to add miles and trails.
Difference between gravel, paved,
Yeah, hard
asphalt.
surface.
And to close the loop on the comp board, I asked Jeanette to put letters together for Roger Williams and Marcia Antworth, thanking them for their service and telling them about how we are no longer using them. So those will go out in the mail today. Right, we have no public for comments.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.